Okay. We'll continue where we left off, but just give me a second. Just load my stream. Just making sure I have the correct microphone. Yes. And light on, just in case. We have a new logo. Let me know which thing, which one's better, a new one or old one. No, probably both bad, but this what it is. Just share this Twitter. Yes. And LinkedIn would not work from here, so we have to do it from a different window. We have that. Let's just keep continue from where we left. This JSON file. So we have this application. This is what it looks like at the moment. Hopefully it will be improved a lot. And this is synthetic AG signal generator. You can select your window size. Ooh, just so obviously giving you 5,000 instead of right. So obviously not accurate. Let's start with that. It should be simple fix. Can we do it ourselves, or should we let ChatGPT to do it? So we have a just delete this copy. This copies were from the previous stream. Maybe just leave them there. So we have this window size. It's an ID called window size. Oops. Oh, come on. No. Window size. Oops. Right, get window size. Okay. Form data. Okay, maybe we'll get the GPT to help. So we'll continue from the previous chat. It should have the context, I think. When changing the window size, the value is not in seconds, it's in the thousands. How do we fix this?
The issue with the window size being in the thousands might be due to the time array t generation in the generate_synthetic_eg_data function. It seems the time array is being generated with a large number of points, which might be causing the values to be in the thousands instead of seconds. Currently, the time array t is generated as follows. Here, window_size *1000 generates a large number of points, causing the time values to be in milliseconds instead of seconds. To fix this, you can adjust the number of points generated to match the desired time window in seconds. You can change the multiplication factor to a smaller value or adjust the range of the linspace function. For example, if you want the time values to be in seconds with a sampling rate of 1000 Hz, you can modify the code as follows. Would you like me to make this change in the app.py file? It seems there was an error during the execution of the last command, which resulted in a reset of the code execution state. This means we lost the modifications made to the files in the last steps.
Right.
I'll need to read the app.py file again and apply all the modifications we discussed, including the latest change for the time window size. Let's proceed with this. Shall I?
Shall I? Shall I? Endpoints. It's removed the endpoint false statement. Let's see if that helps.
It seems the variable app_py_path, which held the path to your app.py file, was lost due to the reset.
Right.
I'll need to reconstruct this path and then proceed with the modifications. Let's do that.
Okay, do that. So this is 10 seconds. If it changes to 5. No, that's 5,000. What's the window size? All window size. Why do I need so many data points? And this is only happening right now. It's actually 5, so it's taking the last value, which is really odd. Keep coughing today. I probably should stop talking so much. So when it's back to 10, 10. So I had some notifications. Turn that off. Then if I do control, it's then back to 10. It's really weird. 5. Date parameters. Now it's 5. Restarting the page. Starting again. Still 5. What's why? That doesn't. It's not right. Yes. keeps losing the files. So I forget my microphone. Anyway, we have to start again.
The HTML document you posted is a template for a web page that contains a form to control the parameters of a synthetic geek signal generator. The form allows users to adjust the window size, amplitude, and bandwidth for different frequency bands, delta, theta, alpha, beta, and gamma, of an EEG signal. Here's a breakdown of the different parts of this HTML document.
We can stop generating that.
You posted a Flask application script that serves a web page allowing users to generate and manipulate synthetic geek data. Here's a breakdown of the script. You posted a JavaScript script that is meant to be used in the web application to update the charts based on the synthetic geek data generated by the Flask server. Here's a breakdown of this script. Update charts, data, asterisk.
There seemed to be a problem with how the chart is updated. It's loading okay the first time around. With a window size of 10 seconds, however, when clicking the update EEG button, the window size turns into 10,000. The window size turns into 10,000.
The issue you're experiencing is likely due to the fact that the window size is being multiplied by 1000 in the generate_synthetic_eg_data function when generating the time array. In the JavaScript, when you collect the form data, the window size is treated as a string. When you send it to the server without converting it to a number, it remains a string. Therefore, in the Flask app, when you multiply a string, which represents a number, by 1000, it repeats the string 1000 times instead of multiplying the number by 1000. To fix this, you should convert the window size to a float in the JavaScript before sending it to the server. Here's how you can do it. In this modification, parseFloat is used to convert the form data from string to float before sending it to the server. This should prevent the window size from becoming 10,000 when you click the update button.
Okay, that looks legit, because we know something with the JavaScript when updating. So happy just to change that. Yes. No, it still does that. Oops. So what? So I have to run this again. Refresh with Control F5. It still does the same thing. Stop this quickly. Run it again. Close that. So it's loading okay the first time around with 10-second time window. Second time turns it into 10,000. Pass float. Let's check JSON file quickly just to see if we're taking the new thing, parse float. Yes. Get any errors? Work. Update parameters working okay. That didn't seem to help.
I see. It seems the issue might be in the server-side code where the window size is converted to a float. It's possible that the window size is being received as a string and then being concatenated 1000 times instead of being multiplied as a number. To ensure that the window size is correctly processed as a float, you can modify the update_parameters function in your Flask app to explicitly convert the window size to a float before using it. In this code, window_size equals float, data, window_size, should ensure that the window size is treated as a float and not a string, avoiding the concatenation issue. If you've already done this and the issue persists, please check the JavaScript console for any errors or messages that might help identify the issue.
Yeah, we already
It might also be
converted.
beneficial to log the type of window underscore size before and after the conversion to float in the Python code to confirm that it is being processed correctly.
Yeah, we're already doing that. We already doing that.
The update underscore parameters function seems correctly structured. It receives JSON data from a post request, updates global variables for window underscore size, amplitude, and bandwidth, converting them to floats, and then generates new EEG data using these updated parameters. Since you mentioned the window size turns into 10,000 when the update button is clicked, let's check if the JavaScript code is correctly sending the window size as a float. We should ensure that the window underscore size value is being sent correctly from the JavaScript to the Python script. You can add a few print statements in your Python function to debug the values being received. For instance, if the window underscore size is still 10,000 after the float conversion, the issue might be on the JavaScript side when collecting the form data. On the JavaScript side, before sending the data, you might want to log the data to the console to check its structure. This should give you more insight into where the issue is occurring. If the window underscore size is 10,000 before sending it to the server, you'll need to debug why the JavaScript is not collecting the correct value from the form. It seems that the window underscore size is correctly being set to 10 before sending the request to the server, based on your message. Now, since the window underscore size is getting multiplied by 1000 in the generate underscore synthetic underscore EEG underscore data function, it should create a time array with 10,000 points spanning 10 seconds, not a window size of 10,000 seconds. To clarify, in this line of the generate underscore synthetic underscore EEG underscore data function, window underscore size is the duration of the signal in seconds, which seems to be 10 based on your message. Window underscore size asterisk 1000 is the number of points in the time array, which should be 10,000 points to give a high resolution time series for the 10-second window. If you're seeing the window size as 10,000 seconds somewhere, it seems like there's a misunderstanding or a mistake in the way the window size is being displayed or used elsewhere in your application. I would recommend checking the following. Ensure that the window size value is being used correctly in other parts of your Python script. Verify if the problem is with the way the data is being plotted in JavaScript. Maybe the x-axis is incorrectly scaling to 10,000 instead of 10. Ensure that there are no conflicting variable names or incorrect data being sent in the JSON response from the server. If possible, could you provide more details or context about where and how you are seeing the window size of 10,000 seconds? It might help in diagnosing the issue more precisely.
I gave it the HTML, the Python code, the JavaScript should has it it has it all. The window size of 10,000 seconds appears in the chart, the raw EEG chart, only after hitting the update EEG button. The first time the page is loading correctly.
The issue seems to be occurring when updating the parameters through the form and hitting the Update E button. It seems that window size in seconds is being interpreted as milliseconds in some part of your script. To fix this, let's verify a couple of points. JavaScript side. Before sending the window underscore size to the server, log into the console to ensure it is the correct value. JavaScript copy code console.log, window size before sending to server. Updated parameters, window underscore size. Python side. In the update underscore parameters function, log the window underscore size both before and after converting it to a float. Time array generation. In the generate underscore synthetic underscore eg underscore dat function, the time array t is created with window underscore size asterisk 1000 points spanning window underscore size seconds. Log the window underscore size at the beginning of this function to check its value. JavaScript plotting. After receiving the data from the server, check the length and range of the time array, data, t, before plotting the chart. After adding these debug statements, trigger the update by hitting the Update E button and check the console logs to identify where the window underscore size is being changed to 10,000.
Let's start from the bottom quickly. Hopefully, let's say rabbits. I said let's start from the bottom quickly. In JavaScript, receiving the data from the server, check the length and range of the time array data t before plotting the chart. What we have, data t, the charts. Yeah, we'll log it in here. Oops. Yes, this array has 10,000. Which should not be the case.
The time array you posted here indicates that the window underscore size is being correctly interpreted as 10 seconds, not 10,000 seconds, on the server side. The array has 10,000 points, starting from 0 and increasing in steps of 0.001, 1 millisecond, which is what you'd expect for a 10-second window sampled at 1000 Hz. The issue might be in the way the data is being plotted or interpreted in the JavaScript part of the application, specifically in the update charts function. Can you please check how the x-axis is being set up in the plot command for the EG signal chart? It should be something like this. In the above block, data, time should be the array that you printed in the console, the one with 10,000 points spanning 10 seconds, and it should automatically scale the x-axis to fit the 10-second duration. If it's showing as 10,000 seconds, it might be that something is modifying the data before it's being plotted, or the x-axis is being set up incorrectly. If possible, please share the part of the script where the data is plotted on the chart, and any logic that modifies the data before it's plotted. It would help in identifying the issue.
Okay, what was the previous time array generation? So this function, Python script, print that. So that looks legit. Control Shift C.
Given that the window underscore size is correctly being recognized as 10.0 seconds in the generate underscore synthetic underscore eg underscore data function, and the time array generated also spans 10 seconds with a step of 0.001 seconds, 1 millisecond, it seems the backend part is working as expected. The issue might be on the front end side when plotting the data on the chart.
That parameters, window size. This to
The logs indicate that the window underscore size is correctly being passed from the client to the server and is being processed correctly on the server side. Now, since the issue seems to be on the chart representation, let's focus on the JavaScript part, specifically on the update charts function, and see how the data is being plotted. Here are a few things to check and modify in the update charts function.
what was the, let's well just do the last thing, JavaScript before sending window size to server, look at the console, ensure it's correct value. One being here, what it where am I placing this window size before that browsers to the server, meta post, speed. No. No, anyway, I don't think that's the problem. Verify the x-axis units labels are being correctly interpreted by Plotly. Yeah, so that seemed to be the problem. Let's continue from there.
Sure, let's keep investigating this issue. Given that the issue occurs only when you update the parameters through the form, it might be beneficial to check the data flow and any operations that happen from the form submission to the data plotting in detail. Here are some steps you might take. Verify that the form submission is functioning correctly. You can add console log statements to check the data at various points. For instance, in the event listener function where the form data is collected and sent to the server. Check the data received from the server and verify it before plotting. Within the update charts function, log the data to ensure it's correct before plotting. Check the Plotly chart settings and options to ensure they are not causing the issue. Verify the x-axis settings specifically to ensure it's scaling correctly with the data. If after checking these steps you still can't identify the issue, you might consider creating a minimal example that reproduces the issue.
When we restart the page, it's going back to 10. 10,000. Let's do this last bit.
Absolutely, verifying the x-axis settings in the Plotly chart is an essential step to diagnose this issue. Here's how you can check and potentially adjust the settings. Inspecting current settings. You can log the current settings of the Plotly chart to the console to inspect them. After you plot your data, try logging the layout settings to the console to see the current configuration. JavaScript copy code Plotly, new plot, eg signal chart, trace, layout, then, equals greater than. Plotly, get layout, eg signal chart, then, layout, equals greater than. Console.log, layout. Closing curly bracket, closing parenthesis, semicolon. Closing curly bracket, closing parenthesis, semicolon. Adjusting x-axis settings. In your current update charts function, you can explicitly set the range of the x-axis to match the duration of the window size, 10 seconds in this case. This can be done in the layout object that you pass to the Plotly, new plot function. Explicit data verification. Before plotting, explicitly log the first and last elements of the time array, data, type to verify that it spans 10 seconds. Dynamic range. If you want the x-axis range to be dynamic based on the data, you can calculate the range from the data itself. By following these steps, you can verify if the x-axis settings are correctly configured and ensure that the x-axis scales correctly according to the data.
Okay, let's see. Trace? Where's the trace coming from? If layout? No. There's too many data points in the hour graph, isn't there? One of these values is 0. That's working correctly. Which is 91. Solar one. Interesting that it is working correctly. Yeah, I want to do the dynamic range.
Absolutely, setting a dynamic range based on the data is a great approach, especially when the window size might change in the future. Here's how you can do it. In your update charts function, where you define the layout for the plotly chart, you can set this axis range property to dynamically adjust according to the minimum and maximum values in your time data array. Here's how you might modify the layout definition. Math.min, data, time, finds the minimum value in the time array, which should be 0 in this case. Math.max, data, time, finds the maximum value in the time array, which should be equal to your window size, 10 seconds, in this case. This will ensure that the x-axis dynamically adjusts its range according to the actual data you are plotting, preventing any scaling issues due to hard-coded values or incorrect assumptions about the data range. Let me know if you need help with anything else.
I already placed the layout. Is this legit?
The update charts function looks well structured and should dynamically adjust the x-axis range according to the minimum and maximum values in the time array, which should resolve the issue of the x-axis scaling to 10,000 seconds. I noticed that you've implemented the dynamic range setting for the x-axis. This snippet sets the range of the x-axis to the first and last values in your time array, which should be 0 and 10 seconds respectively if your time array is correctly generated. Now, try using this function to update the charts and check if the x-axis now correctly scales to 10 seconds when you update the parameters through the form. If the issue persists, it would be beneficial to look into other parts of your code to identify where the discrepancy is occurring. Remember to inspect the console for any logs or error messages that might help identify the issue. If the problem persists, we can further help troubleshoot. Let us know how it goes. The error message you posted indicates that there is an attempt to access the first element, index 0, of an undefined variable or property at line 14 of your charts.js file. This occurs in the update charts function. Looking at your update charts function, it seems the issue is occurring when you try to access the first and last elements of the data time array. The error suggests that data time is undefined at the time of this access. Here are a few steps you can take to troubleshoot this issue. Verify data structure. Verify that the data object structure is as expected. You can do this by logging the data object to the console at the beginning of the update charts function. JavaScript copy code of function update charts data. Console.log data. // ... Rest of your code. Closing curly bracket. Check data availability. Before accessing the elements of data time, check if data time is defined and has the necessary length. Server response. Verify that the server is sending the time array correctly. You can log the response data on the server side to verify this. Error line number. Since the error message specifies line 14 of charts.js, double-check what code is present on that line to confirm it is indeed the x-axis range setting line. Front-end data fetching. Check the part of your JavaScript code where you fetch the data from the server to ensure it is being fetched and passed correctly to the update charts function. Implement these checks and let us know what you find. It should help narrow down the source of the issue. Thank you for sharing the updated script. In your script, the update charts function is expecting a data object with properties time and eg_signal. But in your server responses, you seem to be using t as the key for the time array, not time. When you receive the response from the server in your fetch promise callbacks, you log data t to the console, which suggests that the time data is under the key t. Therefore, you should change the references from data time to data t in the update charts function to correctly access the time data. Make this change and try running your script again. It should resolve the type error you're encountering. If there's anything else, feel free to let me know.
Transfer between seconds to milliseconds is happening. So that didn't help. The error message went away. The error message went away. However, now the full waveform is not displayed, only a portion of it. Still, when loading the page the first time, everything works correctly.
The issue with only a portion of the waveform being displayed could be happening due to several reasons. Here are a few steps to troubleshoot. Server response. Verify that the server is sending the complete waveform data each time and not just a portion of it. You can check this by logging the length of the data. T and data.eg_signal arrays in the update charts function. JavaScript copy code console.log, data length, data, T, length, data.eg_signal, length. X-axis range. Verify that the x-axis range is being set correctly based on the data, T array. Log the minimum and maximum values to check. Plotly update method. Instead of using plotly, new plot every time to update the chart, you might try using plotly, update for subsequent updates to avoid redrawing the entire plot, which can sometimes cause issues. Here's how you can use it. Browser console. Check the browser console for any warnings or errors that might give a clue about what is going wrong. Initial data fetch. Verify that the initial data fetch and plot are using the same function and logic as the update function. If there are any differences, try to make them consistent. Data transformation. Ensure that no transformations are being applied to the data before it is plotted, which could be causing only a portion to be displayed. Try these steps and let me know what you find. If the issue persists, we can investigate further.
Sense. Sorry for that. Stuffed something up. Got only four minutes to go. 4 minutes. Ah, come on. That method plotly. Data T length. Okay, we'll try to fix it next time. We got 2 minutes. 1.5 minutes. Oh, come on. Strange. Comment it out for a sec. Okay, I just brought it back to what it was. Still better. Just had to change this 5000 to. It's obviously turning between milliseconds and seconds. To actually find it in the code to know where is it happening. I might try it next time. See how I go, maybe later today or tomorrow. Bye for now.